Anime characters portray a standard in men and women that is simply unrealistic for the average person because they're drawn to perfection. Anime characters are a perfect example of what makes us humans attractive, since they're so exaggerated because it makes it easy to highlight these features. What if I told you that the traits that make anime characters attractive you can actually have an influence over in real life? These are some reasons why anime characters are attractive and how you can become more attractive as well. Number 1 is low body fat. Show me one fat anime character and I'll show you a billion more in-shape characters. Off the bat, this is one of the biggest exaggerated features that make anime characters so attractive. You'll pretty much never see an anime character over 15% body fat, and this is at least 80% of becoming more attractive. Having low body fat is attractive because it highlights your physique more clearly in areas such as your shoulders, your chest, and of course your abs. But it doesn't just stop there. We always talk about losing fat for our physique, but losing fat is also the best thing we can do naturally in order to increase our facial attractiveness. For example, having a clear and defined jaw is considered to be one of the most attractive facial features. And this is another exaggerated feature in anime because of the outlining and shading done to define these facial features, such as a jaw. The body fat range we should be aiming for is 10 to 15% at the most. Understand that these standards are extremely high and 95% of people will never be that low of body fat. But you have to look at it from the other perspective. Having 12% body fat and building a physique with muscle mass is automatically going to put you in the top 20% in terms of attractiveness. So our goal is not just to lose body fat, but to also build a masculine physique which highlights our muscle mass. And the only way to build this is to resistance train. Now, this is 80% of becoming more attractive, as I said earlier. And doing this will already put you far ahead of the average person. But the rest of the tips in the 20% is what gets you closer to those model looks. Now, number 2 is facial symmetry and good facial structure. Now, every anime character is pretty much drawn to perfect precision. An artist may not be aware of it consciously, but every artist instinctively knows that symmetry is considered to be more attractive. Facial symmetry is basically having balanced proportions on your left and right side of your face. And facial asymmetry is, of course, having unbalanced proportion. Now, facial asymmetry can be caused by genetics, aging, and living an unhealthy lifestyle in general, but most of the times it's from just genetics. Now, facial asymmetry is fairly common and it's not really a make or break if you have it. There's plenty of celebrities that have facial symmetry and are still considered to be highly attractive, so it's not really much you have to worry about. Hell, I even have a little bit of facial symmetry, so there's no need to be insecure about it. Really, the only thing we can do to prevent it is to mew. And mewing is the idea that over time we can influence our facial structure by keeping the correct tongue posture and making sure we breathe through our nose instead of our mouths. And through this, we may be actually able to fix facial asymmetry over time. Our poor tongue posture and mouth breathing is a big reason why we end up developing things like recessed chins, crooked teeth, poorly developed jaw lines, the list goes on. And by practicing correct tongue posture and keeping our mouths closed, we can prevent and often reverse these facial changes, but it does take time. This is by no means a short-term solution, and there's no doubt that if you make this your default posture, your face will become more attractive. I'll link a video in the description which goes into more depth on how to mew, and you should all check that out. Other than that, the only thing we can do to prevent facial asymmetry from appearing or getting worse is to just lead a healthy lifestyle with reduced stress, good sleep, healthy food, and being physically active every day. I mean, we all know that. Now, number 3 is skincare and grooming. Now, very rarely will you ever see an anime character with acne or bad skincare or unkempt facial hair.
そうか。俺の油がそんなに気持ち悪いか。じゃあ思い切り味合わせてやる。
Bro, what the fuck? Taking care of your skincare and facial hair is a big part of taking care of your hygiene and That is very important for being attractive. So I'm just gonna go over some grooming tips that I've learned, which has helped me increase my attractiveness. So having thick and full eyebrows is considered to be attractive, and you can actually improve the appearance of your eyebrows by using Jamaican castor oil on them like once or twice a day. And you can also use a little bit of eyebrow filler. I say a little bit because you don't want to use too much. That's when you start looking like a girl and shit. No, just don't do that. Now also with your eyebrows, you want to make sure you pluck and shave in between your two eyebrows because a monobrow just ain't it. You can also trim down the height of your eyebrows, and this can make a big difference in your attraction, but you need to be very careful when doing this. Always trim your eyebrow from the top, never the bottom, because this gives the illusion of more deep set eyes, which are considered to be more attractive, versus if you trim them from the bottom, you just look fucking concerned all the time. This is actually something I did, and it actually did improve my facial attractiveness a little bit. Now exfoliating twice a week is just great for your skin because it clears away dead and dry skin as well as dirt, and it's just great for your pores and preventing acne. It also just makes your skin really smooth. There's an exfoliating rag that I just bought that's been really good. I'll put it up in the screen or the description, either one, and you guys should definitely go and get that. Now besides exfoliating, we should of course be washing our face every single day, and I just started using Teach Hanley, and no, this is not a sponsored video, but it's been working great for me, and it's very autistic with its instructions. So now this is obvious, but I see a lot of dudes like not really doing this. You need to keep your facial hair well trimmed and defined. The only pass I'll give to you is if you're growing it out. I mean, you kind of just have to bear with it, just looks like shit for a while if you're growing it out. But other than that, we need to make sure it's either well trimmed or just clean shaved, because I see a lot of dudes like they're in between. Like, just keep it well trimmed or shaved. All right, now this next one is very important, maybe the most important thing in this video. Keep your goddamn lips moisturized. Having chapped and fucking crusty, dusty lips is one of the most disgusting and embarrassing things a guy can have. Bro, you can be a 9 out of 10 and girls will still disqualify you just for having chapped lips. Just trust me, bro. Keep lip balm and use a lip scrub if you really want to be on top of it. Now the last one is to keep a fresh haircut every 2 weeks to a month at the most. I don't think I need to explain to you why you should do this. I mean, it's just common sense, guys. Keep your hair groomed and looking clean. Now, between losing body fat and building muscle, mewing, and having good grooming habits, this will put you far ahead of the average dude in terms of attractiveness. Because as simple as they are, I'll admit, really most dudes aren't out here doing these things. And after going over some of these features, I'm sure that it's at least somewhat clear to you why anime characters for the most part just look perfect, because they have all these things and it's very exaggerated. I have a more in-depth video on the specific facial features which make anime characters more attractive, so you should definitely go and check that out if you want. And this video wasn't made to say that 2D is better than 3D. Obviously 3D is better. It's just to use anime as an example of these highlighted features which make us humans attractive. Now, having the goal of becoming more attractive is not a shallow thing, and anybody who tells you that looks aren't important is capping hard. So, to those who try, believe in me who believes in you. Nori, signing out. Cash up, counter, then I'm spinning. I'm driving fast, no I crash, no. But this life I can't resist. Smash till she passed, yeah. To her you do not exist. Stacks so she almost passed out. Days I reminisce. Cash out, counter, then I'm spinning. I'm driving fast, no I crash, no. But this life I can't resist. Girl is smash and she passed, yeah. To her you do not exist. Stacks so she almost passed out. Days I reminisce.